makers. I have made so many projects over the years using my Glowforge, but today we are going to do something a little bit different, and I am going to use my Thunderbolt. There's a few reasons why I'm choosing to make this project using my bolt today. I need to make about 30 of these keychains, and they not only need to be cut, they also need to be engraved, like a lot. And because I plan to do a paint fill on these keychains, I really want to speed up my project time. So for today's video, I'm going to show you how to design and assemble this project step by step, and then share a few tips along the way. So let's dive right in. For this project, we're creating a glitter keychain with a paint fill design. It's simple, it's versatile, and it makes a fantastic gift or a product to sell. This keychain is actually going to be used as a party favor, so we need to make a lot of them. So let's start by talking about the supplies that I'm using for today's project. I'm going to be using a beautiful sheet of glitter acrylic, which you can't really see because it has masking on it. We're also going to be using acrylic paint. You can use any color of your choice. This is what we're going to be using to fill in our project once it's engraved. You're also going to need to have a paintbrush for filling, and you are going to need to have some kind of hardware for your keychains. Okay, so here we are in Adobe Illustrator, and first I'm going to walk you through how I actually created the design for the keychain. I started off by hand tracing the heart hands using Procreate on my iPad. If this is something that you would like to learn, then please let me know in the comments and I will do a tutorial on how to do this. Then once I brought that into Illustrator, I did a simple image trace on the PNG that I added from Procreate, and then I went ahead and added my text. So what I did with the text is used the type on a path feature, which is located under the type tool, and I went ahead and created paths using the pen tool. So the way that I did that was just kind of draw out the paths that I wanted to have my text write on. So once I was happy with the paths that I made, I went ahead and wrote out my text. I made that laser ready by expanding the paths around all of that text. So once it was ready, I went ahead and chose the oval. I think that one looks a little bit more cleaner than the offset, just because there was a lot of funny squiggles and I wasn't sure I liked that one. And plus, since I'm making so many of them, I think that the simple oval cut is going to be a much faster project to cut out. So I went ahead with the oval. Once your design is ready, this is when you can bring it into LightBurn and get all of your settings set up before you send it to the bolt. So let's jump right into LightBurn and show you how I do this. Okay, so here I am in LightBurn, and one of the things that I love about using LightBurn is the drag and drop feature with my SVG files. So I have the SVG file ready to go right up here on my desktop, and all you really need to do is simply drag and drop, and it's going to drop right onto your workspace, which I love. So I'm actually going to resize this just a tad. And now let's go ahead and assign what parts of the design we want to do with what. So because I'm brand new to using Thunder, I really had a hard time trying to figure out which settings went with what kinds of materials. One of the things that I really like about using a Thunder laser, because I'm brand new to using a Thunder laser, was the ability to download a materials library from the Thunder website. Especially coming from a Glowforge, there can be so much confusion about what your settings need to be for your materials. One of the things that I thought was really great was to be able to download a materials library that was kind of done for you. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So here I am on the Thunder Laser USA website, and all you need to do is go over to the resources and click on knowledge base, and you're going to scroll down and click on new user pathway, and you're going to scroll down a little bit more until you get to the material libraries, and you can select that, and then you're going to scroll down and look for the bolt machine library. You're going to download that file, and you'll get a little button that says download, and all you have to do is download it. When you are in LightBurn, click on materials library, which is right here next to laser. And I already have mine loaded up, but all you need to do is click on load. You will find the CLB file and open it and add it to your library. And then make sure that you save it so you can come back to it in the future. So now what I absolutely love is that I know that I'm using acrylic, so I'm going to go ahead and select acrylic. and I know that I want to engrave it. And this just gives you a really great starting point for most of the common materials that you're going to be using. Obviously, because you have so much more flexibility and so much more control with your settings, you can tweak them depending on how you want your ultimate project to look. But this is an excellent starting point if you are brand new to using the bolt. I'm going to go ahead and assign my settings. I know that I want this outside layer to be a cut, and I've already selected what I want. I know I want this inside black part to be an engrave, and so I'm going to go ahead and just select the engrave settings. So let me go ahead and send this to the bolt, and then I will get this all cut and ready to go so that I can show you what it looks like. Load up the acrylic into the Thunder Laser bed. I went ahead and set the origin of my design and then used the autofocus feature on the bolt to focus my material. And then as soon as I framed the design, I was happy with the placement and went ahead and started the job. When your job is all done, you'll wait until the fan has stopped, and that is when you can open up your machine. Okay, now that we've got these cut out, let me show you how I do a paint fill. So this is good just as is, but if you want to add kind of like that extra pop of color, I like to add a contrasting color with acrylic paint. You can use paint markers if you want, or you can just use plain old acrylic paint and use a paintbrush to apply it. So that is what I'm going to do. You can use any kind of paintbrush you like, just kind of depending on what your engrave is. So if you have a lot more finer detail engrave, you can use more of like a pointed brush or a flat brush if you have a lot of space to cover. So I'm probably going to use a combination of both. Have my paint on the paintbrush, and I'm just going to go ahead and just fill in all of the parts of the design that are engraved, and try very hard to make sure that you are getting paint in all of those engraved spots. And this is why keeping the masking on your acrylic is so important, because you are going to want to protect the rest of your acrylic. Now that I have the engrave completely filled with paint, I am going to let this dry. Make sure that you let your paint fill dry completely before you peel off the masking. Trust me, you will be sorry if you do not let it dry completely, and I'm telling you that from experience. I usually like to rush these and try to see what it looks like very quickly, but do not do that. Make sure that this is completely dry and then peel it off. Okay, so this has dried completely, and I'm going to go ahead and peel off the engraved piece. There you go. That engrave is just so crisp and so pretty. We've got a little bit of masking that needs to get peeled off, so I'll make sure that I peel that off in the little spaces here. And there you go. Such a cute party favor that just took a couple of minutes to do. If you enjoyed this kind of step-by-step tutorial, I would love to invite you to join me in Project Members, where I do this every single month. You'll find the link below with everything that you need to know for more information. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more crafting tips and projects.